Hi everybody and welcome back once again. My name is Jonathan and this is my channel, Jonathan the One You Know. And today, as you can see by the title, by everything else, we got the new Lorde Solar Power album. I've decided to give a bit of a gap so I can listen to the album and take it in as a whole before reviewing it. So that's what I plan to do today. I plan to break it down a little bit. What is my favorite elements of the album? What are things I don't like about the album? It's a very subdued kind of album. It's less like showy in the production element of the album, but it's definitely more like basic but every word has meaning. Like I feel like even though it's more simple, it still gets across so well an album, and I just so much appreciate that from an artistic point of view, because keep going and seeing how far you can push it, or you can bring it back down and kind of do something totally different. That she's really never done anything like this before. So I really like the kind of breaking it down a little bit, just to have like something so natural, and her voice is so pure, and that's just my opinion on the record. So there's been different receptions of the album. There's been a lot of like kind of negative stuff said about the album. Like a lot of people don't like it as much. I just, on my personal opinion, I didn't go into it expecting a masterpiece. I love Lorde. I've been a fan since I first heard Royals way back in the day. So I'm just gonna break down what I liked about the album, what my favorite songs are, kind of the critical reception. So that's just what I'm kind of gonna do. So this is my copy of the vinyl, the Solar Power, with the sticker. Says long awaited third album by Lorde, and let's just kind of get started on the track list. So we got side A song, The Path, starts off with a really cool kind of beginning. This song is definitely more like dark than a lot of stuff she's done. It's got like this very eerie kind of feel to it, which is really cool, and it adds like this interesting element as a starting song, because like usually when you get a starting song, it's like a hit or it's something that's very easy, you know what I mean? But to start off a song with like this kind of complex, almost like it has like this Pink Floyd element a little bit to it. So I really like that as a starter, opposed to like a pop, like hit or whatever. And then of course track 2, Solar Power, which is the title track on the record. Solar Power is just like this kind of anthemic, kind of 60s 70s pop kind of anthemic kind of track. Has like this very reminiscent kind of Rolling Stones almost chorus. I really like the song. It does suffer a little bit for it being a little bit too like Rolling Stonesy for me a little bit. But I love the verses. I love the pre-chorus. It's just something about the chorus a little bit too Rolling Stonesy, and then when it builds up, it just like, I like it. I really do like it. I think it's like kind of middle of the album for me as like my favorite. California is like a little bit indie pop kind of thing, and it has like this cool chorus with a like falsetto, and it's kind of talking about like just like the beginnings of like a career or whatever, whether it's her career or just a career in general or whatever, kind of like that kind of stuff. And then the chorus is very anthemic and different, and a lot of people are like, she's not doing her signature, or like her lower voice thing. I mean, there's definitely some of that on here, like songs like Big Star, she does a lot of like the lower voice stuff. Even Oceanic Feeling, she does some of that too, which I think she just went for a different sound on this album overall, which I really like. Actually, I like when an artist kind of challenges, what is like your comfort zone a little bit. So I love that. California is a great song. And then now we're gonna get into like my favorite set of songs in a row on the album. We got Stoned at the Nail Salon, Fallen Fruit, and Secrets from a Girl Who's Seen It All. Those 3 songs kind of accumulate like my basic opinion of like just like a great record in my opinion. So Stoned at the Nail Salon is just this beautiful, like very acoustic based, not a lot of instruments, It's basically just vocal and guitar. Like there's very little anything else. There's some like echo and stuff and some like different elements on that, but just a beautifully done track, and it sounds like a very timeless track, and like it could have come out any time period, and it just has like this just like this beautiful, all these beautiful like melodies. I love a song that has like a strong melody, and this song has such a beautiful strong melody and a timeless quality to it, and just makes me feel so many things. And that's the thing that I love about Lorde, is that no matter what she writes about, you can always picture, put yourself in that. She's really good at putting you in that situation in the song. And I love an artist that can do that can draw that out in you. So I think that's just really beautiful. And then the next track is Fallen Fruit. Fallen Fruit is, again, got that kind of acoustic-y kind of thing, but then it kind of like does that deceptive thing at the end, where it kind of goes into like this kind of trap feel to it a little bit, like her older stuff a little bit, which is really cool because it's the only time really on the album where you see that shining through, and it adds like definitely like a little bit of a different feel. So I love that part being a part of the record, and just a phenomenal song in my opinion, just one of my favorites on the record. Then we have Secrets from a Girl Who's Seen It All. This is one of my favorite tracks on the album. It's up there with Stone at the Nail Salon. Love that song. It's like this kind of reminiscent of like Natasha Bedingfield kind of unwritten kind of feel to it a little bit. I've heard a lot of people reference that a little bit in some of these songs, and it's definitely got like. So I would say like there's like two elements of this record. It's kind of like a 60s, 70s psychedelic kind of like hippie thing a little bit, but then it's also got like these pop, like 90s, late 90s, early 2000s pop elements. So it's like that, and then the modern pop stuff. So it's like all that together. So it's like there's like songs that sound like 60s, 70s referenced stuff that's like early 2000s pop referenced, and like just like everything like mixed together, which I really like. I like that mix, and I'm a fan of that kind of music, so I definitely enjoy that. So Secrets from a Girl, and I just love a good song with hooks and melodies, and just that makes me want to come back more and more and more to the record. And then we have The Man with the Axe, which is kind of takes it down a little bit on the album. This like literally, so it's a much more like acoustic, very slow, kind of probably one of the slower tracks on the record, and one of the more like just kind of subdued kind of tracks, which is kind of weird to start out a side two. Still very, very cool song in my opinion. I like it a lot. I think it's pretty cool track. And then Dominos. Dominos is like this kind of slightly pop kind of thing, or I guess calypso, or I don't know, whatever you would call it. It's like got that kind of little bit of like marimba kind of feel to it. So Dominos, definitely given that like summery vibe a little bit, like late summer and stuff kind of vibe. You definitely get that with the cover, definitely get that. And then Big Star is kind of like this more like indie kind of influence song, I would say. It starts off with like these very like muted kind of guitar chords, like a kind of like an indie track a little bit, but I like the song a lot. I think it's pretty cool. Leader of a New Regime is only about a minute and a half. Kind of like is the build into Mood Ring, which is track 5 on a pretty cool little kind of like in between track. I think that it's always cool to have like a little track like that on a record. Kind of mixes it up and adds like a different element to the album. And then Mood Ring, of course, is like another one of those, again, like that kind of early 2000s kind of sound a little bit Natasha Bedingfield, that kind of thing, a little bit alternative pop, I would say. I think it's a really good song. I think it's really well written, really well produced, a really good song. And then last but not least, Oceanic Feeling, which is kind of like the epic closing track of the album. It's about 6 minutes and 39 seconds long. It's kind of has like this, it has like this more acoustic-y feel, but it also has like a little bit of like a Beatle element to it a little bit, and like Pink Floyd still a little bit too. It's got like this kind of I guess you would call it like cathartic kind of thing, like where it's like it kind of sounds like a chant a little bit. The way like the way it's sung, it kind of sounds like a chant, which I kind of like. I kind of like that kind of adds to that kind of summer vibe a little bit. Definitely overall, I find this album really awesome and one of the better albums of the year. I would definitely probably, it's been a really good year for music. So I'd probably say like top 10, top 15 for sure. And another one of those records where, like with the Ali and AJ album, the new one, it's just been one of those kind of records I've just been playing and playing and playing, and I just won't get sick of it. It's just like, it just has like all these elements that makes an album for me. And that's what I feel about the new Lorde album. So critically, it got pretty maligned. Like, it's pretty like mixed. I would say either mixed or very mixed to bad. So heard like hyperbolic stuff like Lorde has fallen from grace, and stuff like that. I don't see that at all. I just feel like a lot of people, like, because it's been so long since her last record, it's been like 4 years basically. They just way overhyped. Like, you should never overhype something so much like that. It's just a warning to not, don't do that. Like, have expectations, but don't have huge, crazy expectations. And I loved it. I think it was phenomenal. It's just like, I'm like the same age as her, same wavelength. I get it. I get the record. So I love it. I love everything about it. So until next time, I hope you guys enjoyed my review. Go ahead and tell me in the comments what you guys think of the new Lorde album, and we have a little bit of a discussion or whatever. And until next time, hope you guys enjoyed my video, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.